progress, and we'll take it. So a couple of things today. Certainly we have discussion of our book, discussion of our dedications, and some letters to read. First off, though, let me just tell you about this year's book and what is different about it. So first off, this time last year, it was done, and we are waiting and waiting and waiting for the plant to tell us when it would be printed, because they, of course, had closures, as all of the country did. And so you didn't get it until summertime because of a plant issue. This year, you won't get it this time of the year because of a decision we made to involve all of the spring events. So graduation, for instance, will be in the yearbook this year. Spring sports will be in the yearbook this year. We have some photos of our bounce house, which will be in our yearbook this year. Oh, and right now, I can take a photo right this minute, and it can be in the yearbook this year. So let's do that. This is when you want to smile, right? We got one there. We got one here. Oh, what's going on here? Smile. Nice, nice. Nice, Johnny. All right. So, different from previous years, the entire year is in the yearbook, and we are thrilled. Because in the past, you know, spring sports have been a little weird because they were last year's spring sports, out of order and weird, and we can fix that, so we did. All right? And as part of course, our sports pictures every year, we have a big thank you to Mr. Marr, who every year provides us with wonderful pictures, uses his wonderful eye expertise to do what he does and be everywhere. So thank you, Mr. Marr. Come on up. As always, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And next we're going to move to our principal's letter.
Thank you, Mr. Young. If you are thinking that I am not Principal Aliberti, you are not wrong. He is not able to be with us today, but I'm going to read his letter and remarks on his behalf. He begins with a quote. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. This is a quote from Sun Tzu, who's a Chinese strategist. The year we have endured together has been one of the most difficult times in human history. The chaos spurred by the pandemic has affected our day-to-day lives in a way no one could have predicted, and adjustments needed to resemble a sense of normalcy for our school life have been daunting. The challenges presented to the class of 2021 may be difficult and chaotic, but the collective display of human spirit has risen above the adversity. The years leading to graduation have seen the class of 2021 seize the opportunities available. The class has participated in academics, athletics, co-curricular activities, and community service. Student life was vibrant with annual events that make Oak Hill feel like home. The participation in these events by the class of 2021 was unprecedented, raising the bar for what a class can do when they come together. I have enjoyed watching you dress up on themed days during homecoming, playing Chuck-a-Duck during Student of the Month assemblies, and participating in dances. Our time together has allowed me the opportunity to get to know each of you. I have thoroughly enjoyed times between classes when I had a chance to chat about your daily lives or share a laugh. I am lucky to have been able to watch from the sidelines for many an athletic event and even participate with some of you in the production of A Christmas Carol. Keep in mind, this is Mr. Aliberti, not me. The dedication to your passion was evident with each practice, performance, and game. The testament to the greatness of the class of 2021 is the flexibility and perseverance demonstrated over the last year. The ability to juggle a hybrid model, synchronous and asynchronous learning, wearing masks, and social distancing was truly unprecedented. The characteristics on display throughout the year will serve the class of 2021 well as the chaos of the last year begins to wane towards the opportunities ahead of you. It is with great pride I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Seize your opportunities.
Thank you, Mrs. Garnett Sayas, for channeling your inner Mr. Aliberti. And next we have our head advisor letter by Mr. Brian Daniels.
Class of 2021. Well, it's been a ride, and a wild and crazy one too. These last couple years have been nothing but abnormal, and that's okay. At a time where our state, community, and school were treading new uncharted waters, you all found a way to persevere. You all found a way to navigate through the eye of the storm and come out on top. I understand the journey and the paths to get here are not all the same, nor were they easy. Although it's important to take a moment to celebrate what you've accomplished. You've been the first class to graduate with an entire year of COVID-19. You have been the first class to take helm of the ship and plot a new course to find success. Between mask wearing, remote learning, and the constant shuffle of cohorts, you made it. You took the bull by the horns and faced that adversity. Although it's your reaction to adversity, not the adversity itself, that determines how your lives will develop. Well, based on these reactions, within the last 4 years of high school, I'd say you guys are doing all right. In fact, I look forward to seeing what each and every one of you achieve. When I look at you, I see future mothers, fathers, musicians, doctors, authors, teachers, first responders, and members of various trades in the armed forces. More importantly, I look forward to seeing all of you find happiness as you grow into fully functioning members of society. To the class of 2021, I say so long, farewell, goodbye for now, until we meet again. Thank you, and best of luck with all your future endeavors.
Thank you, Mr. Daniels. As we head to our dedication process, I want to ask Mrs. Kamara to come over and walk you through the process and let you know how this all works.
Congratulations, graduates. You're here. Awesome. Every year, the yearbook committee make sure that the senior class has an opportunity to essentially say thank you, to be able to recognize teachers who have impacted them academically or in a leadership or a mentor role. And so we dedicate the yearbook to 2 staff members yearly. And the way that process works is you get to vote, right? You get to vote for teachers who are eligible to receive the honor. And teachers are eligible if they have taught at Oak Hill for 5 years, and they are eligible if they have not been awarded the yearbook dedication in the previous 5 years. So that narrows the scope of the honorees. And then we have you vote twice. So you vote one round to narrow the field, and then you vote again. And that's where we come up with the staff members to whom you'd like to dedicate the yearbook. I think that's about it. All right. Onward.
And today we unveil those 2 people. And thank you for staying, and thank you for being here at home for this process. So to start us off, I'd like to welcome Riley Worth and Dom Spencer to our podium.
Alrighty. Choosing one word to describe Mr. Anderson over the last 4 years is a difficult choice, as he embodies so many distinct words. But balance and the act of being well-rounded is the direction and attitude that suits him best. One of the most difficult jobs of a teacher, at least from a student's point of view, is walking the fine line between being our friend and mentors, and being a source of authority and respect. Leaning too far in either direction is a surefire way to find yourself in a student's no-fly list, yet leaning equally in both directions is most definitely a tall order, yet one that Mr. Anderson is seemingly able to manage with little difficulty. Over the years, we have come to realize, that's unfortunate, we have come to realize that classroom management is determined ever so slightly by the rule of an iron fist, but rather grasping and maintaining the respect and admiration of students has proven to be the most impactful. That is to say, teachers who succeed the most are those who make their students want to behave and learn rather than forcing them to.
It is a feat to make economics fun. It is something else entirely to guide such an unlikely room of students to a strong foundational understanding of the macroeconomic forces that permeate our lives, especially the concept of sticky wages. All while keeping them invested and awake through such difficult concepts. A teacher that cares about the material they're teaching is uncommon, quite frankly. And a teacher that maintains their students' attention and ensures that they are wholly understanding of said material is incredibly rare. Oak Hill has an uncanny number of these kinds of teachers within its staff, and Mr. Anderson is an exemplar of it. Okay. I unfortunately only took 2 of Mr. Anderson's courses in my time at Oak Hill. Wait, oh, thank you. I attempted to take more of his courses, the same course 3 times. I dropped academic decathlon 3 years in a row, and that's one of my crowning achievements in high school. The level of perseverance needing to drop a class not once, twice, but 3 times, and then proceed to awkwardly avoid that teacher as much as possible is nigh impossible to withhold. The level of regret, however, is similar. Taking AP Macro with Mr. Anderson has made me understand how entirely I regret that repeated decision. This macro class was a microcosm of what I had missed from not taking Mr. Anderson's academic course those 3 years prior. His classroom presence, command of content, and ability to inspire are all reasons I signed up for his courses again and again, even if I dropped a few along the way.
One of the most impactful aspects of Mr. Anderson's well-rounded nature is his innate ability to relate to students, no matter their age, gender, or background, and form a connection with them that leaves the students with a vested interest in maintaining it. He manages to possess all these talents while being a husband and a proud father, running Acadeca and participating in other clubs throughout the school. In summary of his character, I say this. The dictionary defines superlative as of the highest kind, quality, or order, surpassing all else or others, supreme. I define it as Derek Anderson. As a school teacher, as a leader, as a man, and as a friend, he is of the highest kind, quality, and order, supreme. Thank you. Congratulations to Mr. Anderson and the class of 2021.
And to add a teacher perspective, this is Angela Roy.
In August of 2015, Mr. Anderson walked through the front doors for his first day of teaching at Oak Hill High School. That day, our school gained more than just a teacher. Almost immediately, Mr. Anderson took on the role of class advisor for that year's freshman class. It seemed fitting that they would start their Oak Hill journey together. He also became a volunteer cross-country coach for the Oak Hill Middle School and worked hard to bring the cross-country program back to the high school. Our fall runners can thank Mr. Anderson for his hard work and dedication in reviving the program. In the classroom, Mr. Anderson has taken on any challenge sent his way. Hired as a business teacher, initially, Mr. Anderson taught economics, career essentials, and business law. Eventually, AP Economics and Academic Decathlon were added to his course load, and in the past couple years, he has taken on the role of joining the bar team and teaching world geography to freshmen. Mr. Anderson's expertise in economics has led to the success of many Oak Hill students on the AP Economics exam, and his dedication to the Academic Decathlon team has led the team to compete at the national competition in Minnesota. His professionalism in the classroom has earned him the respect of both students and teachers at Oak Hill High School. I personally am fortunate to work alongside an educator who makes a difference in both my life and the lives of our students. He's known to have said that I talk his ear off. Can't believe that, can you? It is most certainly because he is a great listener, and whether I am seeking advice on a student situation, need insight on an economics learning target, or just want to chat, he is always willing to listen and help. Our students are lucky to see him in the same light, and this is why many graduates continue to come back and visit with him. In the last couple of years, Mr. Anderson and his wife Natalie have taken on the new adventure of raising a daughter. Maya most certainly is a very lucky little girl to have Mr. Anderson as her father. I love hearing his stories of raising a little girl and look forward to watching her grow. I am sure as she grows, they will play the guitar together, become running partners, and grow to have a very special father-daughter bond, a bond that will dwarf even the strongest of Oak Hill relationships. Oak Hill is very fortunate to have Mr. Anderson as part of our staff, and he is most deserving of this honor. Congratulations, Mr. Anderson, on having the 2020-21 yearbook dedicated to you. The senior class could not have chosen a more deserving individual.
Thank you very much. And would Mr. Anderson please come forward? We have a small gift to thank him, and of course another round of applause, please. Yep, there you are. And of course, this also means that your meeting is canceled. Sometimes you have to lie to people to get them here. Sometimes a good ruse is helpful, right? Our next letter we read by Taylor Boubier and Seraphine Bouchard.
Are you ready? Okay. In her classroom, Ms. Stubbs is a powerful force, leading and inspiring students to be enthusiastic and enthralled with their work, while also being one of the kindest and wittiest teachers at Oak Hill. She is always willing to help and support her students and takes the time to get to know each of them while being supportive of whatever their interests may be. She takes the time to work with students to make sure they do not fall behind. Ms. Stubbs strives to make the classroom fun and engaging, and she made us laugh every day of our freshman year with her sense of humor. The work was often fascinating and allowed us to understand the work in our own unique ways. As seniors, we often still talk about those projects, but even more memorable is her ability to make her classroom and classwork amusing and enjoyable. Not only does Ms. Stubbs help students understand the basics of English, but she helps them to comprehend English fully and confidently. She encourages her students to be their very best and does not allow them to think negatively about themselves or their work. She's a brilliant teacher who not only inspired us in class as her students, but as people. She continues to support us even today, though we haven't had her class in 2 to 3 years.
On top of being an extraordinary teacher, Ms. Stubbs was also a cross-country coach for several years before she handed her title to Mr. Carney. As a coach, she was supportive and offered great advice on running techniques and how to prevent injuries that would occur often during the season. She was always engaging and had a positive attitude. Even on the hottest days of practice, she would keep encouraging us to put our best foot forward and would combat negative energy and work to put a smile on everyone's face at the end of the day. Meeting Miss Stubbs my freshman year was one of the most memorable things that happened by far. Every day she would ask how I was doing and then proceed to tell me how great cross country was and that I needed to take a leap of faith and join the team. It took me a while to do so, but I ended up joining the summer before my sophomore year. 3 years later, I've had 3 years of cross country under my belt and even got the chance to be the girls' captain my senior year because of Miss Stubbs and her support. Without her influence and encouragement, I would never have found out how much I truly love running. It is not just a sport for me, it's now a passion.
Miss Stubbs is just one of those teachers that makes going to school a little less stressful. She is a joy to be around, from her extensive talks about her dog, named after the video game Crash Bandicoot, to talking about how she understands the struggles of staying motivated and how sometimes you just need to play games or do anything else that isn't homework. She also has a way of making school fun and making us want to do our work. By letting us choose our topics for our essays or figuring out a way to make mem being a little less annoying, or designated time in class for freshmen to help them get some work done. Miss Stubbs is one of those people who gets us. She is someone who students can talk to whenever they are in need of help in anything, schoolwork or home life. She's always there to listen, and it is obvious how passionate she is about being a part of the Oak Hill community.
These are just a few of the reasons why the class of 2021 has chosen Miss Stubbs to receive this year's yearbook dedication. Congratulations, Miss Stubbs.
Thank you. Your meeting's also canceled. And I am going to read on behalf of Miss Chick. I am more than happy to add my congratulations in regards to the 2021 dedication of Miss Stubbs, more affectionately known to many as Stubbs. I find it excellent that the class of 2021 is recognizing someone who is at the heart of our school, even if that's sometimes something she typically hates. Miss Stubbs and I started our teaching journey together much earlier than working together at Oak Hill, meaning as undergraduates of the University of Farmington our freshman year. Since then, I've only watched her grow in the confidence and carefulness it takes for her to complete this job. Though it was obvious to me 10 years ago that she had a passion for English and connecting with students, it has only grown in our professional relationship here at Oak Hill. Her enthusiasm, not just with reading young adult literature, but connecting students with it, is something junior and senior students still reach out to her about. Through her voracious reading and willingness to look into any genre, she is the reason more than a few students have become comfortable and excited about reading. Not to mention, if you aren't a reader, she will likely connect with you over something else like video games, food, or not getting enough sleep. Anything to help you feel more comfortable working with her and being at school. Perhaps my favorite thing, and I imagine this holds true for the students as well, is how Miss Stubbs has the ability to insert herself in any situation in the school. Frequently, she will circulate the school, pop in other people's classrooms, and check in with teachers and students during her free time in the building. In addition, she's generally one of the first to volunteer to chaperone, help with school functions or activities like categories. This speaks to her enjoyment of being in the school setting, and even when she's being snarky or teasing others, is met with infectious banter and smiles from any student who has had the privilege of working with her before. Her impact is notable. It is rare that a student leaves Oak Hill without one positive experience involving her. Beyond all of this is a side that not many people, student or staff, see. Ms. Stubbs is extremely hardworking and consistently takes her job seriously at times, too much so. Her drive and engagement is never more clear than the leadership and activism in her work with freshmen and bar. Though it would be easy to get exhausted getting so involved with a program that asks for in-depth knowledge of 45 plus students, which is typically only half of her caseload, Ms. Stubbs jumps into every problem, concern, success, and milestone with the same tenacity as before. This is just one component to her job, but the impact that it has clearly translates to students. It is not a surprise that she has been given this recognition, and that I regularly hear from upperclassmen how they wish to go back to her room, if even for a few days. Outside of school, Ms. Stubbs is consistently serving her time as a wonderful dog mom to Crash. Crash will get even more benefits in the house that she and her boyfriend have bought this past year. They are well on their way to making it their own. All this makes it clear why she regularly is imbibing caffeinated teas. Congratulations to Miss Stubbs, a fantastic colleague, teacher, mentor, and friend. And if Miss Stubbs would please come up for a small token of our appreciation. You're very welcome. One more round of applause, please, for both our dedications. And I hope at home you're also clapping. If you're not, I know who you are, and you should be ashamed. Okay. Moving to the end. So, as I said before, right, we are taking pictures of all of you and all of us and all of our school events right up until the last day of school, and maybe even beyond. But this does mean that, for instance, graduation will be in the book this year, which we're really excited about. This does mean that you will have yearbooks delivered this summer again, but hopefully we'll do it different this year. Hopefully, with the ability to gather in large masses outside this year, maybe even inside, we can have some sort of signing party as the summer sort of progresses. So when the books come in and when we have those plans, we will make sure to email you, put it on Facebook, maybe even hire a skywriter. Whatever we can do to try and get you here so we can be together as we pass out yearbooks, okay? Lastly, because I've had some emails today about this, even during the presentation, you can still buy yearbooks. However, you need to buy them from me now. The online portal is closed. So if you need to buy a yearbook from me, an email is best to get that process started, okay? And seniors out there, some of you have already done so. Sometimes when you get to be a senior and you think about all the yearbooks you didn't buy, you just have to have them. I've sold 6 yearbooks this week that were old yearbooks. I can sell one to you too. Just ask. All right. That concludes our yearbook assembly. Have a great day, folks. Thank you for joining at home, and thank you for joining in person. Have a great